Good evening. I'd like to call to order this public hearing for the Urbana City Council. It's Tuesday, June 20th, 2023. This is a notice of a public hearing. Notice is hereby given that the proposed annual budget for the city of Urbana in the county of Champaign, state of Illinois, for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2023, and ending June 30th, 2024, is on file and conveniently available for public inspection on the city's website. Public hearing on the proposed annual budget will be held 7 p.m. Tuesday, June 20th, 2023. Estimated revenues for the proposed budget for fiscal year 2024 are $77.5 million. Estimated expenditures are $90.6 million. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Ms. Wu,
Here.
Mr. Evans,
Here.
Could you turn your mic on, Phyllis? Okay.
Ms. Hersey, Ms. Colasetti, Ms. Bishop,
Here.
Ms. Wilkin,
Here.
Mr. Quisenberry, Mayor Marlin.
Here. Let the record reflect Councilmember Sharice Hersey is approaching. Next item on the agenda is public input. If anyone wishes to address the Urbana City Council on the subject of the fiscal year 2024 budget, please step forward to the microphone. And please state your name for the record.
My name is Elizabeth Rotrammel Archie. Good evening. My name is Elizabeth Rotrammel Archie, and I live in Savannah Green. I'm here tonight to draw your attention to our neighborhood, and here as an advocate for my fellow neighbors, to present to you a pressing issue that requires immediate attention: the deteriorating condition of the alleys in the Savannah Green neighborhood. As a concerned resident and active member of this community, I believe it is crucial to address this matter promptly in order to assure the safety and well-being of all residents. In 2004, I was an excited first-time homebuyer, amazed that I was able to afford a brand new home in a unique Chicago-style neighborhood, complete with alleys. I made the leap across Race Street and moved from being a longtime Champaign townie to the 1400 block of Montgomery in the Savannah Green neighborhood. When I moved there were no houses behind mine to the east and none to the north. On moving day, I was advised not to park on the driveway as the concrete was not ready to handle large vehicles. That should have been my first sign. I asked when the alley would be paved, as it was covered in a thick layer of dirt and mud. The contractor told me it was already paved, I just couldn't see it. Yet another sign. Over the past few years, the state of the alleys in our neighborhood has been steadily declining. The surfaces have become riddled with potholes, cracks, and uneven pavement. Often, these are filled with a mixture of loose gravel, which creates even more of a mess in our alleys, driveways, and yards. The area behind my driveway has been fixed too many times to count in the last 2 decades. I joke when it rains that my home comes with an in-ground pool because of the large water-filled pothole at the end of my driveway. The water does not drain properly and becomes a breeding ground for mosquitoes. In the winter, these puddles freeze up, creating an ice rink that I must cross to retrieve my mail. The poor conditions are making it increasingly difficult for residents to navigate our alleys safely. They present tripping hazards, especially to the elderly and disabled neighbors. Parents have to carefully help their waddly toddlers navigate a walk around the block so they don't fall down and hurt themselves. The alleyways in our neighborhood should be a safe place for children to play ball, skate, and ride bikes. Because of the potholes and uneven surfaces, I've witnessed many wipeouts, tears, and scraped up elbows and knees. These hazardous conditions not only pose a threat to pedestrians, but also lead to damage to vehicles. My neighbors have reported alignment issues, suspension problems, and a more frequent need for tire rotations, repairs, and replacement. There is also a fear the poor alley conditions could become an obstacle for emergency service vehicles, garbage collection, mail carriers, and other essential services. Furthermore, the poor conditions of the alley has a negative impact on the aesthetic appeal of our neighborhood. In fact, some neighbors specifically warn their guests not to drive down the alleys. They are an embarrassment. Our dedicated homeowners association has worked very hard in the last few years to make our neighborhood one we can be proud to call home. It is frustrating that the city continues to consider our neighborhood low priority. It is difficult to improve the morale of the community when the city does not wish to invest in us. We are supposed to be excited to see underdeveloped lots being built on to finally complete our little corner of Urbana. But as a result of the horrendous alley conditions, property values may be negatively affected, which could have long-term consequences for homeowners in the area. Investing in the repair and maintenance of our alleys is an essential step towards preserving the overall attractiveness and desirability of our community. I kindly request that the City Council allocate the necessary funds and resources to address this issue without delay. We were so excited to hear that our roads and alleys were finally going to receive some much-needed TLC. Shortly after, we were devastated to hear these repairs were not in the budget. We have been calling the city, writing letters, and speaking at meetings for years. I implore you to really hear us. We are tax-paying citizens of Urbana. Why does it sometimes feel that our neighborhood is an afterthought? Repairing and resurfacing the alleys will not only improve the safety and accessibility for residents and visitors, but will also demonstrate the City Council's commitment to maintaining and enhancing our neighborhood's infrastructure. Thank you for your attention into this urgent matter, and I believe we can work together towards creating a safer and more vibrant community for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone else wish to address the council on the issue of the budget? Okay, seeing no further input, this meeting is adjourned. And we'll move on to the Committee of the Whole meeting.